Hello everyone and welcome to another Wilds of Eldraine traditional draft with I would say quite decent first pick in the draft because the rare is this can actually be good. A 2 mana rock that adds only colorless is still going to accelerate you, works in any deck. And then if you can pick a few legendary creatures, you can of course make this into a quite a decent equipment once you don't need the mana anymore. So it's totally a card you could first pick. There's also Grasp of Fate, which is a decent uncommon, and I would say first pickable maybe. But there's a Candy Grapple, the best common. There's also Hamlet Clutton, which is good card. Don't know if I would like to first pick it, but it's definitely the second best common in this pack. So the question I think is just between Candy Grapple and the Iron Crack. Now the Iron Crack is going to be able to be usable in any deck, but Candy Grapple is could be like the best common in the set. It's better than the Grasp of Fate. I'm gonna take the Grapple now, but you could have taken the rare as well. Okay, this pack has a creature land. Now all five of these are very good, but I mean, you don't pick them unless you know that you need. I mean, unless you need the fixing, or you just play these two colors, and then you of course have a very nice land that can also be activated to be a creature. But here I think it's a pretty easy pick of Torch the Tower. This is also one of the top commons in the set. I think I do like the Candy Grapple more. Both have bargain, but this is a higher impact card with the -5/-5. But yeah, both are very good, and you can't really go wrong with removal. I'll just take this thing over the other options. Okay, Leyline, unplayable. Okay, so I guess there's kind of like two options in this pack, because I could just try to make the red-black deck work, you know, by hoping that it's open enough, and then I would take the Ratcatcher Trainee, or I could take a better card, which is the Neva Stalked by Nightmares, which says it's a golden card that says one of my picks. And it's also a splashable card, and also the Torch the Tower is splashable, so I could see picking this and still playing all the three picks, but do I want to lean too much going red-black, because this is actually a very good card in red-black. It's not just a random two-drop, it's actually the two-drop you want to have a lot of in your deck, so I think I will maybe try to do that. Yeah, passing on the Neva is annoying if white or white-black will just remain open here, but that's what I did. Alright, so there's a Twisted Fealty. Yeah, I don't think I want to pick it. I do think the Minstrosity is my pick here. It's I would say a good quality 2-drop. Definitely better than something like the Wicked Visitor. I don't really like these threaten effects. It's nice that it does give you a Wicked Roll token, so it's actually strictly better than a threaten, you know, the card, or Act of Treason. What other versions? But anyway, I think I'll just take the 2-drop rather than the threaten here. Oh, there's a Grave Pact. I don't have a playset of those, so I have an incentive to pick this because it's a this special enchantment sheet mythic rare, which are very hard to come by. And I want to get 4 copies of every card in the client. So I'll take the Grave Pact because it's also a good one. Now let's say if I had 4 of these, would I take Cut In over it, or the Edgewall pack? I think Cut In is quite close, but if I can make my mana base such that the triple black isn't a problem, this is also a very good card, especially if you have, you know, rat tokens, which I'm gonna have here, and then it's really annoying for the opponent to deal with this. So let's take the Grave Pact in here. Okay, for my colors I basically have 2 options. There's the Meribard and the Scarecrow Guide. The guide does help cast the Grave Pact, so it's tempting actually. I don't think the Barge is necessarily the kind of 3. It's effectively it's a 4-drop. You can play that 3 without paying for the trigger, but if you don't get a trigger, it's just a 3 mana 3/2. It's really weak. So we want to play this at 4, and you can give the Young Hero Roll token to anyone, which is nice. But I mean, I'll take the guide because I took the Grave Pact. Without the Grave Pact, I think the Meribard is okay. But I don't plan playing many 4-drops, and that's basically one of them. It's pack 1. I can pick some, you know, bunch of 4-drops that are quite decent later in the draft. Here I have 2 options. I guess the Picnic Runner is an option, and with the Scarecrow Guide I could even pay for the adventure part, but I think it's between the Witch and the 1-drop, and I don't have any 3s, so I'll take the Witch. I quite like the card. And here I think, yeah, the Dream Spoilers requires you to be able to cast a bunch of stuff on the opponent's turn. A 4-mana 2/2 flyer is just quite understated, so the stat line is bad. You would really need to get benefit from the ability, and I don't think this deck will do that, so I'm gonna take the Daredevil thing. It's a nice, 3/3 drop, especially with rats. Oh, the Iron Crack came back. Funnily, the Scarecrow Guide came back too. Now, do I have any legendary creatures? I don't. So far this doesn't do much. There's also Meribard and another Dream Spoiler, so yeah, I guess a lot of options for me. I don't think I need colorless acceleration. It doesn't help with the Grave Pact really. I think I still might take it. I don't know. I don't like to have maybe another Scarecrow Guide. Well, okay, no, I'll pick this now. I have only 3 red cards. Okay, white and blue are quite open. But I think I still like to play the red here because I have a Torch the Tower and the Ratcatcher Trainee, which are quite good. Hopefully Pack 2 gives me some other red stuff. I'm not gonna plan main decking the Unruly Catapult, so that's why I put it in the sideboard right away. Alright, here I can just take the cut in. I do like it more than the Feed the Cauldron. This kills a lot more creatures than this, because most of the things that cost 3 mana or less are going to be killable with the cut-in, unless they are like enhanced somehow. But this also hits in, even like a 5 mana flyers that have, at most 4 toughness, and there are those. So this is the better card if you're playing red and black, unless for mana curve reasons you really need the Cauldron. The cut-in is gonna be better most of the time. I'm gonna just take that. And I think I wouldn't mind a Prophetic Prism, which I think I saw in that pack. The Prism would help with the Grave Pact too, because 3 black mana is it's an actual requirement that you have to somehow fulfill, because it's just playing like a 9/8 mana base. It's not gonna be that easy with that. With 9 swamps, Grave Pact won't be castable all the time, and that's the reason I'm actually going to take the Flick a Coin here, because this gives me a treasure token which can be helping, which can help to make the Grave Pact work. I mean casting it, and of course this is just an okay card. Nothing wrong with running a Flick a Coin in your decks. Okay, well, I'm not taking the Tale for Ages now. I have had quite a few drafts uploaded with this card in it. It's a good card, of course, but now obviously not the pick here right now. And I'm gonna take the Trainee, which is the 2-drop I don't mind having multiple copies of. And also I'm getting now a bunch of red. Actually, I have more red than black right now, so I think this will just be a red-black deck, which maybe doesn't at least main deck the Catapult. Yeah, probably not. Alright, so multiple good options. Back for Seconds, Tattered Ratter, the Assassin and the Vermin are all 4 of them are cards I would be, more or less happy to pick. But I can of course only choose one. I really like the Back for Seconds, but I also like the Vermin quite a lot in these kind of decks. And Back for Second, I mean the Tratter is also gonna work here quite nicely. This also is a card that maybe can come back, but I mean this is pick 4. I don't think any of the good cards are gonna come back to me. Yeah, this suggests Back for Seconds, but I think I'll take the Vermin. It's more like an offensive card, and I think this deck wants to be offensive, so I took that. Alright, here I can take the Crappy Giant because it makes me a treasure token which will help casting Grave Pact. That's a very good reason to pick it. There is also a Crystal Grotto, which I think I might play in this deck. You know, if I need this to cast a Grave Pact, that basically makes this into a 5 mana card. But it's still better than not being able to cast it at all. But regardless, I'll take the Giant because it's a a reasonable card. Also, not just because it can help me cast the Grave Pact with the treasure generating adventure. Kindled Heroism. 9 creatures, 6 non-creatures. I don't think I'm in a spot where I want to play combat tricks. The Tabby is good in decks that actually have enchantments that go to graveyard, aka roll tokens. I don't think I have enough of those. I'm just taking the Grotto here. And here there's another Catapult, which I really don't think is something this deck wants. And the Ego Drain, well, playable if you have a lot of fairies, which I don't. It's basically a blue-black card. I'll take the 20 gems here. Why not? It's a rare. So that's gonna turn into 20 gems. Ooh. So there's a Monstrous Rage and a Frantic Firebolt. I do like the Rage more. The Firebolt, I mean, it also counts things that have adventure, so it could deal easily more than 2 damage, but I think I'll take the 1 mana trick over the 3 mana removal spell. And here it's gonna be the Witch's Mark, which is the only card I can consider playing. None of these matter for my deck. That's 5 cards remaining, all of them are white. I'll take the uncommon for maximum vault gains, and this is gonna be the same reason. Okay, yeah, white and blue are quite open here. But it's fine because I have enough playables here going to Pact 3 here. Here not a ton of options, but there is a cut in Not Dead After All and a Gingerbrute. I do have 9 only creatures, but I guess the cut in is just going to be better than the cheaper things. Yeah. I also have some cards I see now that I don't care about. I don't care playing. I don't care about the Iron Crack or the Dream Spoilers. They are the first cuts in this deck, but I'll take the cut in for now. And hopefully I will find some. First I need to of course go to enough playables, and then I can, if I get more cards than that, I can cut the cards I just mentioned. Yeah, there's a very nice wrath effect for someone, not for me. Here, Stone Splitter Bolt. Guess I could do that. There's a prism, but I think I want to have the removal. I have a bunch of ways to bargain to the rat tokens, and there's some, aura tokens I can maybe make. I'll take the bolt now. Another expel the interlopers. Wow, that's pretty nice. Well, this is an easy pick for me, I would say, because the decision is mostly between the Gingerbrute and the Thief, but thanks to the Grave Pact, I do want to have the treasure token here, so let's take that. That's 21 cards, but one of them is a land. Okay, well, let's see if I get enough playables. I should maybe feed the Cauldron, grab a Giant. Number of removal spells. I have only 10 creatures. That's the reason I'm actually leaning towards the Giant in here. And yeah, it does still, make it more likely to be able to cast the Grave Pact here. I think the Cauldron, feed the Cauldron is slightly better, but maybe I'll just take this creature, because this creature count is kind of worrying me a little bit. I need to have creatures in this deck. Here I could take the Baron Noddy, but I don't have any fairies. No, I have one, but I don't plan playing it. This is actually on my cut list now. I do have a couple of Grabby Giants and a couple of trainees. These are also instants because they have adventures that are an instant. Any other of those? I don't think. So the total number of... I also have 5 instants, so it's actually quite a few trigger possibilities for this. Okay, I'm gonna take the 2-drop now because I think I just want to have 2-drops as well. If I play another Flicker coin, I think I could at that point play the Dream Spoilers. It's not like the -1/-1 is always going to be relevant, but when it is, it's really good, of course. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this. How many Party Crashers I have seen in this draft? If I was white-red, this could have been also a pretty strong deck. Now, how about here? I don't want to play another Witch's Mark, but I can play a Rotisserie Elemental. Nothing wrong with that. 1 mana, 1/1 menace, and I guess I can try to keep the board clear enough that it can attack. It requires 2 blockers after all. This thing makes some treasure tokens and then I can get some cards. But we have only 7 black cards here. Black is completely cut here. So the Grave Pact is not suddenly... Oh, I didn't even realize until now. I don't like the Grave Pact anymore because I have so few black cards. Alright, I'm gonna take the creature here rather than the non-creature. Gingerbrute, how am I gonna play it? It's quite good with the cut-ins actually. So I think I'm gonna play it. So I'll take it. I mean, there was 20 gems in the form of a rare, so that's why I was like thinking about just taking the rare in there. Alright, let's take the Not Dead after all, rather than another copy of the Witch's Mark. And this is not going to be a tappy deck, so I'll just take the uncommon. And I can take the Catapult now, but I'm not probably gonna play it. Yeah, the number of black cards is so low here suddenly that it's really awkward mana base if I want to make the Grave Pact work, but it is quite a good card though. Yeah, so this is the deck, minus the couple of catapults in here. 44 cards, 27 non-lands. So I think the first cut is gonna be the Iron Crack. I don't need it. I have no legendary creatures, so it's never gonna turn into an equipment. And then. So number of instances is currently 7. And if I check the adventures, that's 1, 2, actually even 3, 4, 5 instant adventures. So that is 12 things that trigger the dream spoilers. So maybe I should play that. Maybe. The other stuff in here, Witch's Mark, probably not what I need here. If I cut that, that's 25. Yeah, I will cut one more card, but probably 16 lands is going to be good enough in here. Because I have many ways to make treasures and it's a pretty low mana curve in here. Yeah, I really don't like the Grave Pact, you know, in a deck that is, you know, not gonna play a lot of black cards. It's only 8 black cards in here, and I might even cut the Not Dead after all. So what would be the mana base like here? It's like I mean, if I play the Grotto, which I think I will, it would be like with 16 lands and the Grotto, it's 8/7. I would have to play 8 swamps just to make the Grave Pact slightly more likely to resolve, I guess. Do I want to play 2 Flicker Coins? I guess all these do make it easier to play the Grave Pact. Because if I play 8 swamps and a Grotto, that's like that is 9 ways to make black mana. Of course, with the Grotto it will be effectively a 5 mana card, but it's fine still at 5. So that's 9 swamps and the Grotto is, sorry, 8 swamps and the Grotto is 9 sources for black. Then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess 5 if this survives. 5. Yeah, that's like a 14 or at least 13 ways to make black mana. I shouldn't have too much trouble with the Grave Pact at that point. So yeah, I'm gonna play the Grave Pact, even though it will be awkward. If it was 15 black cards and 8 red at this point, then I would be able to make the mana base a little bit, you know, more reasonable for that amount of cards of certain color. But okay, I will play the Grave Pact. I would say it is a really decent card. I could see cutting it against decks that have also, you know, a lot of like rat token generating, but That's only like a few decks in the format. I believe I would cut the Not Dead After All here from the main deck, and that will cut the. I mean, that will drop the number of black cards in the deck in the 7, which makes this mana base truly awkward. But I think that is just gonna be how it goes. That is still 8 ways to get the red, and this also gets me red if it, you know, survives. And there are no red double casters, so I think this is fine. These 8 swamps is only because of the Grave Pact. Without that, it would definitely be 7 swamps. Okay, well, that's the main deck. I have now 15 creatures, 9 non-creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-mana creatures. Although you often might want to play this at turn 3 as the adventure, but if this is the only 2-mana play available, you probably will play it just on turn 2 then. And there's a Candy Crabble and a couple of 1-drops as well. Yeah, I believe the mana curve is good enough. Let's hope my colors work. But yeah, this is the main deck. Okay, that's a decent hand. For sure, I can start with the Menace 1-drop I'm on the play here, and I have both colors available. And of course this quite decent quality removal as well. So this says that when it deals combat damage to a player, this gets a counter, a skewer counter, and then I can sacrifice it after that. If I do, exile the top X cards of my library, where X is the number of the skewer counters, and I can play those cards this turn. And look at that, I drew a 2-drop here. I won't sacrifice yet. And it's not drawing cards, it's only, you know, you can play those cards this turn. So usually you won't be able to get that many cards even if you have like plenty of these counters. But for now I'm just interested in having a 1/1 menace creature that pings them every turn basically. With the number of removal in my hand, I can push some decent early game damage here. Especially because I drew the Minstrosity. Now if they have a removal spell on the Minstrosity, it would be a little bit more awkward. Yeah, I guess I have to trade here because there's no way to bargain this thing. Yeah, so let's do this. If they block, it's fine. This has menace, so they can't block that. Alright, so they did choose to not block. Now I could sack this right now for 2 cards, but I don't think I have enough mana for that. I just maybe try to benefit from the ability later. They have the vampiric right, so trying to kill their creatures while they have this amount of mana available is gonna be slightly awkward. Alright, well that is not great. This is a fairy, so they actually do get to... Well, I can't bargain this, so there's no way out of this. So they're gonna get a counter here. This triggers when any fairy attacks. I do have them cut in, so I will get rid of the messenger on the next turn. That is, you know, quite decent actually. They will have this 2/4, which is annoying, but I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse for sure. Okay, well this gives me... Okay, so this is actually... I kind of want to leave the cut in for the Baronodi, because it's a 2/4 now. But what I could do now is play the Pest Problem and then use one of the tokens to actually deal 3 damage to this thing with the Torch, the Tower. Then I can try to maybe kill this later. I think I'll do that. It feels like it makes more sense. Okay, the rage will be a decent draw. Let's have that on the top of my deck. Now they can get lifelink for this, but they Hopefully don't have another Italian's messenger or any other way to enhance its toughness, because so far I can kill it with the cut in. Okay, Chancellor of Tails. Oh, now they will get lifelink again, but the good news here is that I can kill it. So I don't care if they block the monstrosity. Am I just going to give this the counter with the cut in? I think I am. Now they have adventures doubled now. So when they cast an adventure spell, they will be able to copy it for free. But they just block here, which is actually good news for me, because that means I don't get blown out by like multiple adventures. I'm not actually planning to sack this thing like at all now that it has the young hero token. It just keeps growing into 4/4, but maybe they just kill it right now, which is, you know, acceptable as well. I still have some gas left here. And they are down to 3 cards. They haven't been able to use the vampiric rights yet at all. So they have basically wasted a card for now, but at some point they might be able to use it to some kind of benefit. Okay, that's dead now. It's okay. This only sacrifices creatures, yep. Grabby Giant is totally reasonable thing to have. Are they gonna have a counter spell? I think I want to make the treasure token just in case I do draw my Grave Pact. So I'm gonna actually play the Dream Spoilers now. If it gets countered, it's not such a big deal. And I have 2 instant in my hand, so there are ways to, you know, actually trigger this thing. So when on their turn this is on the battlefield, anything I can cast decrease their creatures' stats. Okay, they had a counter spell, but they had to actually use up their food token for that, and now they are almost top decking. They only had 1 card remaining, and I still have a further gas left here. Mocking Sprite, not a problem. I can't even block the 1/1 that well. Flick a Coin is good, but I'm not gonna use it against Vampiric Rights when they have mana for it, because of course it will counter also the treasure generating. But now that they do have a Flick a Coin, I do have a Flick a Coin here, I can always target them to get the treasure. So I basically have the Grave Pact mana right now, meaning that I should maybe just play the Grabby Giant without paying the treasure. The other option is of course to play the trainee and use this treasure thing, but I think I just wanna have my 4/3 here. If they can get rid of it, at least that makes them into a full top deck mode. If they have like a Candy Grapple in their hand, well, they at least didn't use it if they had it. Okay, now they have 1 card in hand. I'm in a very good shape here. Okay, they are thinking Bellon's Gatekeeper. Yeah, they were thinking about bouncing the rat token. This can't bounce anything that costs more than 3, so I think it was better for them to have the 6/5. Now, because I do have the food token here, I can actually bargain this thing. This is great. So X equals 3 here. Bargain, so it does double damage, kill this. They don't have mana for the Vampiric Rights. Use all my mana, do this, it dies, and they take 5, unless they either jump block or trade with the token, both options are very good for me, so don't mind. Let's check what I'm gonna draw here. Or maybe I scry to bottom. Yeah, I don't need that. I know I could use the Flick a Coin, but it's not even lethal yet. It is lethal with the monstrous rates, and even if they block, it's gonna be lethal. So now the question is, am I going to try to hit for lethal now? Because they can jump block and draw a card, but this gives trample because the monster roll token gives trample. So I could see, you know, letting them put this thing on in the stack, and maybe then casting the Monstrous Rage. Because this will trample. They will go to 7 life, but this would be lethal. I think it's worth it. Oh, they have a card in their hand that they can use to respond. Because they have no longer mana. I mean, they have no creature to sacrifice though. So they have a priority now, which means they have an instant speed effect in their hand. Let's see. They will draw the card first, and maybe it is a... No, okay. Whatever it was, it wasn't gonna work against this. Maybe it was just a counter spell that says that the counter the spell unless the spell's controller pays 2+X with... What is the card's name? It's like a spell stutter. Is that it? Alright, so I saw 1 toughness creatures there. The Mocking Sprite. Well, that was the only one actually, but I'm still gonna play both Flicker Coins here. Mostly because I want to enable the Grave Pact. I have some removal for the annoying Talions. What's this? It's in exile, right? Messenger. I have multiple removal spells that work against that. And not dead after all. Well, they didn't show me a lot of removal. There's like the feed, the cauldron, but nothing else. So I think I won't be sideboarding anything. This is fine. Okay, I'm not gonna keep one lander like this. This is okay. Okay. I will keep all these lands, I believe. So maybe the Dream Spoiler goes away. Yep. Dream Spoilers. Again, they have the rights, which didn't do much to them in the previous game. Let's try to get a mountain. Yeah, I need a mountain, so no to that thing. At least I can play this even with just the colorless mana. That's no mountain. So I can't do anything here right now. So the question is, am I gonna play the trainee? Or am I gonna wait a turn? I think I'm gonna play one of the trainees with the Grotto. I can do that. If they counter it, I don't really care. Yeah. That's the spell stutter. Next turn I can just play the trainees. Pest problem. Okay. Mountain would have been very useful there. Because I would have wanted to cut in it, but I can't now. Well, they might block actually if I do attack without activating this. But I need all the 4 mana for the pest problem. And I want to actually now cast the pest problem because that gives me, easy a bargain for that. I could bargain with the Gingerbrute too, but I don't want to lose my Gingerbrute because it will be great once I get to cut in. So I can't attack. They know now I have something that costs 4 mana that I can play on their turn. But then they know. Okay, they just play that. They don't have mana for this Vampiric Rites right now. Okay, I got at least any land was not decent enough. because the Crystal Grotto can make me the red mana, so now I can cast the cut in. I think I'll kill the Fell Horseman because it prevents my blocks. I get the young hero in here. I still have the Torture Tower that I can use for the dealing with the Chancellor of Tales, if need be. Yeah, Gingerbrute is really good with a young hero token. You can have a 4/4 unblockable, so they have to use something for that. Okay, they can copy that now. They can also deal with one of my 1/1s, which is annoying, but it's just how it goes. It was kind of free, you know, those 1/1s. There's a Grave Pact. Now that is great, yeah. I'm just gonna cast it immediately. Hopefully they don't have a counterspell for this. Because I think this will allow me to just win the game if they can't deal with it. Okay, yeah. Because now whenever a creature of mine dies, they have to sack a creature, so... not great. I can also make my creatures die with the Torture Tower. Both of these are bargainable. So what I can't do here though is that if I Torture Tower so that I kill the tails, this trigger will go to Chancellor of Tales. I mean, this trigger will go to stack and they can actually sack it, and then the spell will just whiff. So what I think I have to do here is how to do it then? How to do it then? Yeah, I'm not sure. I have the flick coins in here, I have the trainee. I have only one red mana also, which is a little bit annoying. I guess I can just I'm actually just gonna do this. They have to now sacrifice a creature. I get life and they sack a thing here. The Chancellor most likely. And then I can attack here. If they block, they will lose the Gatekeeper. And I will play the trainee. That's also a good use of my mana. The other option was to still, you know, use a Torture Tower here. Sack this, and they would have to sack the Gatekeeper, but I don't think it's that relevant. Okay, they draw some cards. I have a flick. Okay, but well, I guess they have a swamp here, so yeah, they can use this once. So now if I block, they will sack the 1/1. Yeah, it's a little annoying, but I guess I'll just take the 6 now. I'm not sure if this is the best course of action in here, but they at least go to lower life total. Yeah, with just one red mana available, it's a little bit annoying for sure. Okay, so how to do it? I'm gonna just roll token on the trainee, I guess. They can't block with the 1/1. And then the question is, am I going to... what exactly I'm going to do here? They did reveal their hand here. Maybe... yeah, maybe the Gatekeeper is going to be a problem now. I know I can take some damage still. I think I'll just play this. But it's not great. Because I don't have the Touch Tower mana here. Even if I tapped all the swamps, it still wouldn't have, you know, worked. I might actually jump block with the Witch now, regardless. They had the 2 mana, so that's why I didn't use the Flicker Coin. This is also any target, so I can actually finish them off with the Flicker Coin. If they go to 1 life. But then again, this does gain them life, so... it's not so easy now. But if they attack with the Balloon's Gatekeeper... okay, they bounce 2 of my things. And it's just bounced. Grave Pact doesn't work. Okay, well, that was probably the best card they could have had there. Alright. Okay, they don't have a land drop though. That does help me a little bit. That's almost lethal. Okay, so cut in... the problem is I don't have... yeah, if I had mob, if I could cast a bunch of these red spells, then it would allow me to actually win. But let's see, this has a wicked token, so I can give it another wicked token. And they will lose 1 life. They go to 5. Then I attack, they go to 2. But then I will have... I think I needed a land drop there, did I? How about if I cut in? Oh, but I don't have the mana for it. Yeah, if I did a cut... if I drew a... no, I drew this instead. Okay, let's see how this goes. If I give this a wicked token, they go to 5. Then I can attack. I don't think it's enough, but I feel like I need to do something. Because I'm running out of time here, that's the problem. So now I will... yeah, it's not enough. I'm actually not having enough. Oof. Yeah, I need... Can I make this guy die somehow? I can't, sadly. Okay, so if I draw a mountain, I will... no, it doesn't work actually. Oh man, this gives me 1 treasure, but I'm actually losing here. Oh man. I mean, I can play this and hope they don't have any answer for that, but that's just a big ask. Oh, but if I draw a mountain, then I can... okay, if I draw a mountain, I can sacrifice the wicked token. So this is what I'm gonna do. I need to draw... no, I don't have to. I get a treasure here. Oh, this is a victory. Ah, man. And I even drew the mountain, but I'm not gonna even use it because this is what I can do with the treasure. This doesn't matter who I target here, but I'm gonna pay 1 red, and the wicked token goes away, and they actually lose the 1 life here. Wow. I mean, that was like a... I had a feeling that there's a victory somehow, but it just took some time to think about it. But yeah, the wicked tokens, they were relevant here. So the fact they bounced the witch was, you know, good for me now, because I could use this sorcery, the adventure part of this card, once more to, you know, basically make them lose 1 life. But if they had a land there, they could have used this and gained 1 life, but yeah, well, they didn't. That was a tough end. Okay, I guess I'll keep it. I have a removal for some of the early drops and I can make the treasure with this thing. But I have a pretty low curve in the deck, so it's funny I don't have anything to play that would impact the board. So that thing is fine. That's not something I would like to see, but Hopefully they don't have a lot of expensive things in their hand. I know I can kill it by sacking the treasure here. Sadly, I don't have any more red mana sources in here. Maybe it is worth killing it though. I think it is worth killing it. Cut in number 2. Yeah, I will keep that. I have enough lands in here. Even though it's only one mountain, but I guess I can just play the Crabby Giant and... oh, that's going to be... I don't want to lose the young hero token from the cut in. But do I have to? They might draw one card out of it. I guess it's fine. Let's just do this. It's possible they don't have an enchantment either. Or anything that makes a roll token for them. Okay, that doesn't make a roll token for them. And I even got a mountain here. That's nice. So, I will be trying to kill the Archivist. And I think I'm just gonna give the giant the roll token, because the Rotisserie Elemental can get the roll token on the next turn anyway. So let's do this. Here and here. That worked. Nice. So I have a 5/4 now. It won't get any further counters, but it's fine. And I can play this. I can make even them unable to block. Now they have mana for a 6-drop. Do they have a 6-drop? They have bounce on. Yeah, well, they do. They have that stuff. Annoying, but okay. So they will pick up a counter whenever I play stuff from... Not counter. They will draw a card whenever I play stuff from exile. So I need to... I mean, when a permanent enters... A non-token permanent enters the battlefield. That wasn't... That you know, came from exile. Then they will get a card. But that only works for once each turn, so I kind of want to make it so that they will... That I can play multiple things on the same turn, so they will draw only one card in the end. One option is to just play the Bruiser right now. And give it a... maybe this counter, so they will go down to 10. Yeah, let's do that. Then I try to play this stuff from exile during the same turn. I can also make a treasure for myself. Please don't kill my thing. They bounce it. Well, okay, that's like a fine. I lost a token, but they lost 1 life as well. So 6 mana, so I can play the Witch and the Elemental. I'm really tempted just to do this, but then again I can use it as a adventure spell as well. Okay, I think dealing 4 to them might just still be worth it. Although... Okay, it is. Let's do it. And I don't want to play the Rotisserie Elemental now, because they would draw a card there. I don't want that to happen. Okay, jump blocking there is nice. I want to play a bunch of these in the same turn, so they only draw 1 card when I do all that. More stop gaps, perhaps. It's a little less efficient against things that have haste, but then again it does cost 5 mana for me to do this. Okay, another stopgap. And what else? Season of Growth. Well, okay, that's not concerning at all. So the total amount of mana all these would cost is 8. I have 7 now. So I think I will just play this, and end of turn I can make a treasure, and then on the next turn I can play all three of these. They will draw only one card because this only triggers once per turn. And yeah, this is fine. I know it would be nice to leave this in my hand for maybe using the unblockable what's this? Up to 2 target creatures can't block this turn, but I just dealt 4 damage to them, and that is, I think, valuable. And now I can use the Krabby Giant here. Okay, well, they got a Hamlet Glutton finally, yeah. So they will gain 3 life. That's the worst thing I could have faced in here, because the 3 life also matters a lot now. But I need to build a board now, so I think I can try to overwhelm them still. I actually didn't see how they cried, but oh well. Not much to do about that. Are they gonna attack with the Witch Stalker? That would be pretty risky, so I don't think they are. Alright, so now I will just I know I could attack and then finish off the Glutton with the cut in, but this is now actually the turn where I just do this. I'll just do this because I can cast now all of that, and that they won't get to draw more than the 1 card here. Alright, so let's see now what shall happen. Yeah, I didn't like seeing the Glutton though. I mean, a big creature, if they don't gain 3 life there, would be a different, because this is gonna be super relevant now that they have 8 life instead of 5. Prism. And they got a card out of this thanks to the Season of Growth, but I guess the season has not drawn them 1 card only, so not such a big deal. Okay, Candy Crabble will be pretty amazing actually. I could even combine it with the cut in just to kill the thing without even... I mean, I could... Yeah, then I wouldn't lose any creature there. It's a bit risky though, if they have like a response. But maybe it's worth it. Let's try this. Here and here. Do they do anything? They have something, because they are... Oh, don't be a royal treatment. Come on, that's just unfair. It will knock off this token. I think I'm gonna respond to this by making it into a 2/2. Then they don't have a... Oh, it's at least not so great of a block. Because of course it will be having hexproof, so I need to do this right now. Do they still have something? Okay, they didn't. And of course the Rotisserie Elemental is gonna pick up its thing regardless. Maybe I was supposed to play the Red Cap Thief first, because then I... Yeah. Because I could have played it first and then I would have had the mana to do all that. Now I don't have the mana. I didn't think they're gonna have a royal treatment, but maybe I should just always think that it is a possibility. Yeah, because this is gonna go back to 7/7 if they don't block, and they don't have to block now. Okay, they actually go... Now if this... Unless they have like the -4, -0 here, this is gonna be good for me, but if they can still... I mean, if they have another card that they can... Well, I guess I'll see now. Okay, they did it. So now I like my chances. They lost the big thing, and they are down to 2. I would prefer to have the Red Cap Thief around, but of course... Oh, Tough Cookie. You remember from my previous video, was it my previous video? I think it was, when there was a match where Tough Cookie from the opponent did a lot of stuff. Just draw that. Because they're gonna make this into a 4/4. Yeah, well, I mean, there's not much I can do about it. I will just trade with it. At least they won't be able to use it for food in that case. I could attack with both, but the thing is that they can also just... because this requires 2 blockers. If they make this into a 4/4... I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. I mean, the blocks they have available are not that amazing. If they don't have anything in their hand that will make things different. Oh. Well, that's bad. That's incredibly bad. They can also turn that in, but I guess this is still okay-ish. Oh, but they can save the tough cookie, can they? Ah, okay, well, I mean, this is game over then. Ah, man, I have nothing here. Because the problem is that even though they are 2 life, they are actually at 8. This can sack for 3, this can sack for 3. Ah, man. I just hate playing with aggressive decks against green and I guess black to an extent, because they have so many ways to gain those food tokens, which is gonna give them life. And that's horrible. Look at this, they can actually just go for an aggression here. Well, I take 7, I suppose. I don't know what top decks I have here, but I don't like my chances. At least I will lose in a couple of turns here. Okay. This crying does help them to draw choice, so it's not really that they are super lucky or something. Yeah, but this thing actually can target any non-creature artifact, including the prism. So this is another game in which I am losing because they have a tough cookie. So yeah, I could kill this, but then they would gain 3 life because they have the mana available. Whatever, there's no attack. I mean, I don't want them to go to 5 and then I have still no attack here. That's the reason I didn't go for the bolt here, but I guess they have so much mana that tough cookie is never gonna... I mean, they will always have 2 mana to crack this for life. Yeah, this is bad. Very bad. Maybe I can draw something, but I doubt it. Oh man, I have nightmares from the tough cookie now. 2 very close drafts to each other where I am getting wrecked by this thing. Yeah. Please attack with the cookie, yeah, because it will... Okay, so this... I guess fine-ish. No, they didn't attack with it. Annoying. Well, they haven't locked in their choices yet, but... I mean, this is actually fine if they attack with just 7. I mean, for them, they have a 2-turn clock regardless, or I would have to start jump blocking, so it would be maybe better for them if they didn't attack with those, but they actually go for this, which is good for me if they don't have like more royal treatments or something like that, because I'm gonna of course block here and then kill the cookie. They will also draw a card from the thing they have in exile thanks to the extraordinary journey. So yeah, let's just pay whatever. I don't want to get countered, so I have 8 mana here. X equals 5 is fine. I have the treasure. I don't need to bargain this. So let's kill this. And now I can still pay for any counter spell they might have. If it's the one that requires payments. So the best scenario for me is that they don't do anything now in response to this. I go down to 6 and they play this. And they draw a card, and then I draw removal for this, and I win. But let's see what happens. They still have 3 mana, of course, but their food is tapped, so they can't actually gain the life from that. They scry to top, so they if they scry to top, I don't think it's gonna be good news for me at all. Just a crystal grotto, so yeah, I will lose now. Yeah, Grave Pact is a little bit too late. I'm in the I have to start jumping, and of course, even if I jump, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. I lost the game. And tough cookie, royal treatment. Yeah, that was nasty stuff. I got so close to finishing them off, but no such luck. Alright, let's use the same deck. I don't think I have... I guess the Unruly Catapult might be something, but even then, they have so much I don't know if it's so much, but they have like food generating, and when they have those gain 3 effects here and there, that makes the ping once per turn quite bad. Although I have a bunch of ways to trigger the catapults so that they can ping more than once per turn, but still 0 power defender. I do want to attack rather than ping them. Ah, tough cookie. I hate it when the opponent has it. Okay, this is fine. I wonder if the Dream Spoilers is that good against them, but it's a 2/2 flyer, so I guess flying evasion can work. Here I will be playing the training on turn 2, of course, if it will be the only option. It's also quite decent with the Daredevil, you know, I can have a first striking 4 power creature if they try to block it. I would want to draw a land. That I did. So this makes the attack very easy now, of course. Even have the 1-drop here. And a cut in for the Ginger Brute. Okay, yeah, let's attack. They might have a royal treatment because they do have, you know, mana up here. So I'm not going to. Well, I can't even play the cut in because I don't have the 4th land. But okay, the Monstrous Rage will be useful here now, because that's gonna be a royal treatment. Okay, Monstrous Rage doing some nice work. They get a card, but I mean they lose their creature still, and my Brute will actually survive. Even traveling some damage over. I could, you know, sack this to try to find a land, but I don't need a land, so I'm gonna decline it. 1/1 Menace is actually going to be quite good here now, unless they have, because it will deal 1 damage. Okay, that's alright. Now I really want to have the cut in. Come on. No. Flick a coin. Doesn't that actually help? Oh. Man. Guess I'll just attack with the elemental. Am I gonna sack it though? Probably not, because I'm gonna play the Daredevil. Maybe I can sack it on the next turn. From 3 cards I'm gonna get the land. Of course, if I draw the land, then things will change, of course. This doesn't, by the way, give tokens to itself, so as long as they don't have other creatures, I'm not worried about them having instants or sorceries. Okay, that thing exiles. No, it just destroys. Annoying, but oh well. Can't draw the... Well, I can still deal damage to them, but I mean, if I had the cut in, this would be so much easier, but oh well. Oh well. Because against this 6/7 it's not that good. The cut-in isn't so good, but I guess I can still attack with everything and force some damage. So they will block the vermin. Actually, that wouldn't be so bad if they block the vermin, because then I will... No, actually, what I'm talking about. I again forgot that I don't actually have the cut-in. Although I can sack the elemental in that case. I will have land hopefully in top 3. No, it will be top 4 actually. So let's go with the attack everything. Attack with everything here. And yeah, that happened, so now I can finish it off by sacking. If I just can draw a land here. 4 cards, I mean some of them will be a land. Okay, there is a land. And I can't sadly play any of this other stuff. This is the only opportunity I have for that. But the land was the important thing. I mean, it's gonna be the better card than any of these other stuff here. So let's give this trainee the counter token, or rather, I can still have the dream spoilers here. This will finish them off in the air. That's not enough by itself. This will be a 3-2, but they have monster that damage this because of the Werefox, of course. So now I need the dream spoilers to do the thing. Okay, that's not bad, but I'm gonna just do this now, of course. Let's see if they still can get more answers in here. One more card left. This is the last card they have, and it's a removal spell, isn't it? Or is it not? Well, it's kind of. Cut in. Okay, well, that's gonna be my play for sure. Alright. Now it's... I have a good hand here. I mean, I should be in a pretty good shape unless they... Well, they drew a tough cookie now, but now it's actually not going to be as good as it could be. I can first of all just kill it, for instance. And they're gonna make this into a 4-4, so I think I'm going to... I could just play the Dream Spoilers, of course, but I would rather kill this one as long as it has Summoning Sickness, because then they can't actually use it even to gain life. So let's not fool around and just give this -3/-3. They can still turn, of course, the food token into a 4-4, so I can't attack this turn. But what I can do is that I can just play the Monstrosity, and then on the next turn they won't have this as a 4-4. They will be at 7 life though, but as long as they don't have... Okay, they had to do that, which is good news for me. They get the Scry to where? Top. Okay, so they like their draw. Okay. Well, don't mind the trade with the genealogist. This will of course pick up a counter, and then I have the Dream Spoilers can recast. Oh, they have a 3k again. But maybe Flick a Coin works here somehow, we'll see. Depends on what's this. It can be the give +1/+1 counter. Okay, yeah, it is. Of course they will draw a card here, which is annoying, but I will now just do this, so this will still die, at least. Another Flick a Coin, that doesn't seem to... Oh, that actually makes it... Wait a minute, I was supposed to use the first Flick a Coin, because they don't have mana for the treasure, I mean the food here. Wow, this was such a mistake by me. I mean, it doesn't matter because I drew another one, but I had just a... Okay. Because I was like assuming they are, you know, at +3 life because of the food token, but because they used the mana for the stuff they played, because there was no point using the first Flick a Coin to kill the creature, I could have just targeted them, but then I drew the other Flick a Coin from it. I don't think if I deserved that, but I got it anyway. Alright, so do I really want to have the Unruly Catapults? Some of my creatures will quite easily will turn into creatures that can't really do much in the combat, but on the other hand, curving out is one way to, you know, try to win here. I don't think the catapults are that great, so I'll just use the same deck here. Okay, this is fine. I wonder if I ever get to have an early Grave Pact, because I would want to see that card in action when it hits the board early. Phone. Okay, so that's gonna accelerate them. I don't like seeing that, but Okay, well, at least they drew the island, so it doesn't matter anymore that this was fixing their mana. I don't like that. I don't like that they're able to tempo out like that, but guess I can play the cut in on the next turn. Who I'm gonna want to give the extra counter? I suppose. No, I think I'm gonna just play a trainee on their turn. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, no spells. Well, that means I'm not gonna play the cut in most likely. 4 mana. So let's attack first. I'm gonna play the thief and probably consider giving it the witch token, unless they have an instant speed. No, there is not. Okay, I'm gonna give this this thing. Hopefully they don't interact with this thing at instant speed. They don't, because then I of course couldn't have put this thing into exile. Okay, they played nothing yet, but I mean that means they have some. Oh, that's the annoying part. I really hate to see the extraordinary journey so that they're at 17, so it is annoying. But I can kill this now, but I think it's time to do that on this turn, on this very turn. So if I play these on the same turn, it's gonna be like okay, where are they? Don't they have any? Interesting. Oh, there's a Grave Pact. That is nice. So 1, 2, 3. I have a treasure here. I guess this is 8 mana with the 2 treasures because this gives me another one. I could play them all on the same turn. Let's see what this attack does. Come on. I can't sack it in any way. Well, it doesn't matter, it disappears anyway. So they have this bomb rare as well. Nice. Let's then just do all this, because I do have the mana for it with the 2 treasures, yeah. They get a card now, and then I play the other stuff, which means that they don't get a card from these. The Grave Pact will be good though, of course, because now they will have to sack this thing. If they play it on my turn, it will enter tapped, so they would have to play it now if they want to have that blocker, but they of course have the Hamlet Glutton in there, which is fine, because this is making all my attacks into good ones. They will just trade if they block. So they might consider not even blocking here, taking 6. Now, do I want to play the trainee as a... I mean, I could make 2 rats with it, but then it goes to exile, and when I play it from exile, the journey will draw them a card. How useful the rats are. I guess they are quite useful though, because if they block them, they have to sack stuff. So I'm gonna get the 2 rats and maybe well, we'll see what happens. They can actually try to raise me, but I can jump block this guy. And I mean, it has trample, so jumping isn't the greatest, but they get the card there, of course. So let's see what I draw. Minecart Daredevil is going to be useful. So if they don't block, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 damage. Not quite enough. Because of course I'm facing a lethal attack there, so I have to be careful about how to do this. If I use the Daredevil, do I have mana to cast them? This is 7 mana, right? 2, 2, 3, yeah. Okay, so I can use the Daredevil and then cast the Daredevil and the trainee post-combat. I won't have mana for this food then, but I'm thinking about who to leave as a blocker. I think I could leave the thief here as a blocker, I guess. I will have 2 blockers here. The tokens will attack, and of course the menace guy will attack. But now, how many blockers? I mean, I will have 2 blockers. And I can take one of these through, so can they get rid of, like, how many of them can they get rid of? It's really tempting just to attack with everything here. It really is. But I think it's not such a good idea. I'm gonna attack with just these. Maybe it doesn't matter if there are 2 or 4. I'll have an additional blocker here, fine. So finally the Grave Pact actually is going to be relevant. So let's do this in here. Does it matter which of these? No. They go to 4 now. They will get to draw a card. But oh well. They don't get a card from this training. Alright, so they have a lot of cards, but only 7 mana of course, and I have 3 blockers. If they deal with 3 of my blockers, then they win, but can they do that? And of course my attack will be... I have a lot of power myself in here. And they don't have any food tokens for now. Yeah, the Grave Pact, they are reading it. It's annoying to play against it. I have played against it and it's really annoying. Okay, now this is gonna block the Trampler. This is gonna block here, but can they make some trample? If this gains trample somehow, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna go to 7 from the Hamlet Glutton. Yeah, if this gets trample, so a monster, yeah, you know, they have actually the 4 mana creature that has the adventure that gives a monster roll token. Yeah, I'm gonna do this too, because that means that I will absorb maybe enough damage that I won't die. They would need a pump spell as well, but the +1/+1 and trample here would actually make me lose otherwise. So I'm gonna do this. That's what I was thinking about, but now I'm not dying yet. But if they have also a pump spell here, or just kill a Daredevil or something, then I mean they had it. What the heck? So nice. That's exact this, I think. Now it was one more than needed. So if I didn't attack with the Conceited Witch, oh man, that's so annoying that they had. I mean they had drawn of course a bunch of cards, but Titanic Growth. But then again, it didn't have to be a Titanic Growth. It could have been also just a bounce spell on my. There's the instant speed 4 mana bounce spell on the one of the blockers. So, but they needed this ferocious Werefox, and I played around it. I couldn't play around the Titanic Growth unless I did leave this as a blocker too. But whatever. I mean, I don't think I played wrong there. I wanted to also push for the win on the next turn. So I think I played around things enough. They just had more than one thing. So because if I leave everything to block there, I mean it's not necessarily gonna allow me to win on the next turn. So that was a trade-off. Okay, This is fine. I do need some lands at some point, but I have a flying attacker even though it only deals 1. And then these, of course. Alright, well now it will be dealing 2 unless they have a response to this Price of Beauty. I guess with green and white there's not really gonna be a response. Okay, Dawn of Hope can be really annoying. Okay, I'll do this rather than that. You know, when it goes later. But of course it doesn't do much right now. I wish I drew a swamp on the next turn, because then I could play this Price of Beauty and also the Candy Grapple could be used on the same turn cycle. Okay, they're gonna get a swamp. Alright. And I suppose they have a green spell because they didn't play there. Okay, I drew a swamp here. That's nice. So, alright, so how to do it exactly? I think I will still give this Nordic the roll token, so it becomes an actual threat. I know that on the next turn what they can do is you know, make a 1/1 and then it's a good blocker on the monstrosity. But I can just, you know, use a Stone Splitter Bolt, or I can just not attack with the monstrosity, sorry, not monstrosity. And then at some point, if I have a good target for a cut-in, I can give this a young hero roll token, and then it becomes, of course, a 4/2, and that 1/1 won't be able to trade with it. But of course, this depends on what they do. They might want to just use 4 mana for this, and that's what they choose to do. But my plan is now to... Okay, I think it's probably gonna be the Witch instead. Yeah, okay. It's the Witch. And whenever they gain life, they can pay 2 mana to draw a card in that case. But at this point of the game, and these things have lifelink, you know, so that, you know, feeds that. But I guess I just hope they play something that dies to a cut in. That would be the perfect thing. I mean, so that they tap out and they that cut in deals with the thing. What can that be? I'm not sure actually. But they are down to 12. I have a decent amount of creatures. I have like an evasive creature and like semi-evasion with the menace. I'm still, I like my chances, but of course they can have like a rat or something. We'll see what happens now, because any kind of a long game they will win with the Dawn of Hope. Knightly Valor in there. I sadly can't pay any X for this thing. Yeah, twice 0. I could sack this thing, but twice 0 is not gonna help. But it is still something I can use for the cutting in, so... They can attack with it. They didn't attack with it though. I guess they don't want to attack into the monstrosity. But now I will kill this thing and give them... Yeah, this will block the monstrosity, so I'm gonna give the Conceded Witch the young hero roll token. It will get an additional counter here. And they will take 8 or trade with the monstrosity. Both outcomes are fine. And now there's also the food I can use for the Storm Splitter Bolt bargaining. I can get rid of anything that has a lot of toughness, but they played two spells. I can feed the Cauldron there, that's a good one for sure. But oh, the Ginger Brute is really nice. With the cut-in, of course. Now the question is though, am I gonna... What exactly am I going to do here? I'm not gonna use this Ginger Brute and give it haste. Maybe I could have done that. Because my plan is to play the Ratcatcher. Yeah, okay, maybe I should have done that. And just play this as a first striker. Because this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this and then leave mana up for the trainee here. I guess this allows me to have a Stone Splitter Bolt if they like have a fight spell. I can respond by killing the druid there. But they obviously know something is up because I didn't activate this and attack and I didn't pump the Baron Nodi, so they know something is up. But sadly, it's not anything else than me having a couple of 1/1 tokens, but it's still good, I would say. This does cost 4 mana to actually make a 1/1, and that they have 5 mana right now. So I'm not too worried about that. I don't like them passing the turn. I mean, I don't mind if that means that they're only using the Dawn of Hope, but if that's something else, don't like it. Okay, well, there's the land. So. It is quite tempting to give the Gingerbrute you know, the young hero role token, but I guess they are at so low life total that maybe it isn't even. Maybe I should just keep this as a 1/1 unblockable and give a young hero role token on the rat here. Okay, let's try this. Gingerbrute is good if it survives, even as a 1/1. Do they have a response to that? Oh man, what's with all the royal treatments? And I can't, again, I can't. Again, I can't, you know. Okay, now I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't give this guy the young hero role token. I mean, I wish I had 1 more mana so I could have killed it in response, but I can't. Well, let's go to combat. They can actually gain life from the food token and also have the 2 mana left over to. Okay, they chose that. That's actually better for them. Well, okay, whatever. I don't like it. Because this attack now is not good. It becomes a 2/2 and they can still block it. Man, freaking royal treatment from both 2 opponents. I mean, it's making my stuff worse. I mean, I'm still in an okay shape, but they have an incredibly easy way to turn the game over if they can deal with the Baron Nodi. Because you know they gain life from that thing. They gain life from the food. They are at. This format is just so much life gain thanks to the food tokens that it's hard to actually sometimes to try to close off a game. But yeah, if I was again playing around a royal treatment, that would have been. I mean, I would have thought. Then I would have put the counter on the token on the Gingerbrute, of course. But yeah, they have 6 mana. This has ward 1, so I can try to kill it by doing this. Then they can respond with a spell that gives it a counter, but then I can use the Stone Splitter Bolt. Okay, well I mean, this is gonna cost 2, and then I will have. Guess I'll just have to. Okay, wait a minute. This costs 2 because of the ward, of course. And then I have 3 mana left. It doesn't even work. Maybe I'm supposed to just deal this a lot of damage right away. And sack this food token so that I can deal like 4 to it. Okay, this is gonna be it. I hope they don't have another. Oh, but then I can't give. I would need to have. Now I can pay for the ward and I can still activate this. So this is only gonna be 4 damage. I guess it's gonna be fine. I mean, it's not necessarily gonna be fine, but I mean, I don't wanna play around million things all the time. Sack this. So it's gonna be 4 damage. So if they have 1 spell that is not green, it's not going to help them. I guess I can respawn with the torture tower, but no, I can't because it has ward. So now that I pay the ward, the torture tower won't be able to target it anymore because I can't pay the ward cost. Alright, well that did work. Now, let's attack here. This is of course a lethal attack, but they have 3 life in there, I mean. So... okay, they have an effect to deal with Gingerbread Hunter in there. Okay, but now they don't have mana to make a token. Okay. They can go to 6, but that's actually fine. They don't have a card draw mana either. So this is going to be like this, and then I can of course kill this guy before it gains them even a single point of life. They can pull, okay, they had a land drop, so that means they can do this and they can sack the food as well. So they're at 5 again. Yeah, this food thing is annoying. I will need to torch the tower, this guy. But if they are at 5, I think I still... No, it's not quite enough. Okay, well, I'm not gonna let them gain any life, so let's try to kill this thing. Let's see if that works or not. It does work. And the Battle Note is doing some work here. Hopefully it's still can continue doing work. I can deal 4 damage to them, so they go basically to 1 here. Assuming they play the Gingerbread Hunter, and then they will have 2 mana left over for the food too. Because this requires 1 mana, and I can pump this once. Yep. Well, I mean, first of all, I just attack. With these, make this unable to be blocked by that thing. And they of course need to sack the food now. And the question is, am I going to pump the Battle Node or not? Because the alternative is to have the... Either I deal 1 more damage or... I will add to the board. It's a tough one. I guess this thing has a wicked token, so if they kill this somehow, they will... Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, so if I make them go to 1, then they can't even kill the Battle Node without gaining life first. So yeah, let's do it. Yep. And they don't have food now, and they don't have a lifelinker that's able to attack. So I have 2 lethal attackers now. Also, that was also a good reason to deal the damage right now. Yeah, the prism isn't gonna help. Well, that's more life, but that's 4, so I'm now winning because I can deal 4. Wow. Okay. I can deal 4 now. But it's exactly, so I needed all the damage there. Wow. Well, this Battle Node was the MVP. I mean, well, maybe not the MVP, but it was important ingredient in my victory in this game. So, be prepared to face royal treatment, a bunch of food out of nowhere, which means that, and I mean, in life gain in general, so game plans involving like a multiple turns of that you know, you can do some calculations that you deal this and that much damage over the course of a few turns. But now I have to realize that they can get food at any point, or just a clutch on gaining them life. So if they have a low life total, that's no guarantee that it's gonna stay low. But again, I think I like the cards I have here. Even this 2/2 flyer might be relevant. The flying, they didn't seem to have anything that blocks a flyer. No. So I'm gonna keep it. And I'll just sip the same deck. No need to sideboard. Because I don't really have a lot of good sideboard options in the end. Alright, hand is good. The Gingerbread also was quite relevant there, and I can even make it into a 2/2, so that's nice. I don't think I'm gonna scry yet, because I currently have enough lands. I will play this once I, have a preference. When I know I want to draw lands or don't want to draw lands, for instance. Let's get information about my draws before going for the scry. Because I can just curve with this hand quite nicely. So for example, on the next turn, if I don't draw a land, then I want to... Well, of course, I would play this regardless, because I'm not gonna miss a land drop. But if I draw a land, I probably play that land rather than this scrying thing. Okay, so I have a Monstrous Rage in here. That's good. Also I have the Minecart Daredevil, but I like the trample damage here. So I'm going to do, although the mana efficient way to do things is actually slightly different. But then again, the Monstrous Rage makes this a permanent 4/2 trampler. And I will trample over right away now. So I'm actually going to do it like this. This gets the token here. And here I get to do this. Okay, now that's nice. Very nice, and I have, this can make a couple of creatures not able to even block. But of course, if they have removal, that doesn't help. But it's a 5/5, not a 4/4 haster for 5 mana also. Yeah, I like this. I mean, my curve was really good here, starting from turn 1. Okay, they can deal with one of these, but it's actually, both of them are kind of annoying. So, dealing with just one isn't. I still have stuff left here to push through. And I can play the Witch, which also has Menace. Very nice. Okay, they have... Okay, well, I mean, that's not... I got the Minstrosity back. They get rid of the Gingerbread, of course, but... I guess this thing trades with the Minstrosity, so... Well, I guess that's not the case now. Well, Torch the Tower, I will keep it. Yeah, this is the best thing to do right now. They go down to 6, but of course they do have the all kinds of food stuff possible. But this is a haster, which I won't be able to play on the next turn, of course, but... Alright, well that is not going to help them at all. Oh, is this a lethal? Okay. No, they might have... Oh, they have a royal treatment, don't they? Okay, they don't. So they just get a land. Now I have a victory here. Now I have a victory because what I can do is that I'll just put a manual stop there just in case. This should auto give me the stop. I mean the priority anyway. But now that I got the counter, I will bargain here, kill this, eat this, and this is now of course 5 damage, but I have a pump effect in my hand, so let's do that and win the game. Alright, that was a very good curve out by me. Yes, it was fun. Alright. So at least after the annoying match 2 end with a tough cookie again, And what else there was in there? I at least got the match 3, and also I'm maybe losing my voice a little bit here. You might notice it. It's because it's quite late, so it's time to go to sleep for me, but I was able to finish the event in one go at least. I don't know what's this lag about. Alright. So two wins, always an okay result. Even got the mythic rare for my, for the collection purposes, and it's a good card, and I almost won the match 2 because of this, but they had they were able to give trample to their guy. I guess I could have, maybe I could have been a little bit more conservative with the Grave Pact in that game, but like blocking on the prior turn, not letting their 6/6 trampler attack for free. If I would leave a blocker with the Grave Pact out, they would have to sack something if I jump, but well, it's too late to think about that. The deck maybe wasn't like a rat deck in a sense that nothing really utilize the rats too much, but then again you can just utilize them as attackers. I had some removal here, so I could maybe keep the board somehow clear and then use the rats just to deal damage. That's what they are for. But yeah, maybe this was like an average black-red deck, not definitely as good as my previous black-red draft a couple of drafts ago. So maybe the 2-1 result is like the expected amount, maybe, I don't know. Let's claim the prize now, and it's time for me to go to sleep, and we will hopefully see in my next draft in a couple of days. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.